Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, hi, Lisa. Right now, we're going to be doing a reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. This is for the second half of June 2019, but Soul does not work with Gregorian calendars. So this can be applicable at any point in your journey. All right. I just want to say real quick, guys. I just saw a comment and I just find it really funny. I just find it really, really funny that someone would feel it's appropriate to go ahead and say all kind of crazy ass things and then call me insane and be really, really upset that I said, fuck you, Michael, meaning fuck you, Archangel Michael, and find me unholy. First off, I tell you this. Was that nice of me? No, it wasn't nice of me because I was very angry at Michael. Secondly, Michael's not to be worshipped. Michael is not God. And if you find yourself worshiping angels, that's against the 10 Commandments. So if you want to throw religion in there, remember, you're not to worship angels. They are our brothers and sisters in consciousness, Christ consciousness. Servants, that's what they are. Here to serve. And it's not unholy for you to have feeling, for you to express your frustration, your rage. I just want to share that for anyone who feels like, you know, you have to elevate other beings above yourself. You know, you contain within you a spark of God. And it's okay for you to have emotions. It's okay for you to be angry. I'm not going to discuss why I was angry with Michael, because there's been quite a few things that have been going on that have made me very upset with my interactions with him. But I know all of those things, regardless of how I feel, they're to grow me. And in this growth, I'm allowed to be compassionate with myself and express myself however the fuck I feel like expressing myself. And if I want to use bad words, you know, bad words, I will. And it's perfectly okay. People don't have to watch. You know, you don't have to watch. You're not forced to watch. If you'd like me to do readings the way you'd like, meaning you don't see my face, you only see the cards, I only use certain words that you like, then fucking pay me. Book a session. I will behave within the confines of your boundaries. But when I'm just doing free readings, spending my time, I will enjoy myself. And if you don't enjoy it, watch someone else's video. Very simple. Very simple. So, Capricorn. I'm sorry this came out on your video, but Capricorn, I know you could really appreciate my Capricorn way of expressing myself. All right, so let's get started, Capricorn. Damn. Okay. So, card number 20. Softly, softly, the tender touch. Okay. Yes, things need to be said, but also, yes, you have to be mindful of the way you express yourself. Does that mean no using bad words? No. That means expressing yourself instead of just vomiting shit out. Express yourself. What needs to be said? What is it that's within your chest that is needing to come out, needing to be spoken on? And, you know, sometimes there are things that need to be said that will be hard for other people to accept. That's fine. That's fine. Because there's nothing wrong with being pushed beyond the boundaries of what you feel is comfortable. Okay. That sometimes it can help people to grow. But when you go above and beyond and are just like on a tirade, that's a whole nother thing. Okay, so just remember that. It's good to express yourself. It's definitely good to express yourself. It's good to claim your space. Like these videos, they're my space. You know, this is my sacred space that I'm sharing. And so I should be able to be the one to dictate how I behave within that space. You know what I mean? So same applies for your space. When you're in person with other people or online or whatever, you have to create a space and enforce those boundaries. Okay. And that doesn't mean just randomly attacking people. It means like, hey, you know, you're kind of pushing beyond what I'm going to allow. Let me just speak on it before it becomes an issue. So, your next card, card number 7, Legacy of Light. You come from a legacy of light. You know, many of us, most of us are here still in our infancy. We have a very limited inner and understanding of what the truth of our spiritual journey is. And that's okay because we all start somewhere. At some point, though, we're going to go through a period of shifting and awakening, and that's going to allow us to shed that outer layer that's kept us really weighed down and has forced us to conform. Conformity is not spiritual at all. It's not spiritual. Every single soul has its own unique way about it. It has a very unique, sorry, my husband's watching the basketball game. He's yelling. It has a very unique ratio of certain characteristics. And so you can't ever really cookie cutter anything. Now, once you get to a phase where you shed that, you might feel very raw. You might also begin to really question your place in this world. And it's at that point where you should enter this phase where you just sit in stillness, kind of quiet yourself down and sit quietly. Okay, just allow yourself to truly hear what it is your soul is telling you, which leads us to your next card, card number 36, listening for truth. You know, truth can sometimes be very, very difficult to understand. And the reason it's so difficult to understand at times is because it's so simple. Okay, that's why you have to just release the need to fully understand, to control. The understanding will come in time. Sometimes as you're going through things, you're not going to understand. Does that mean your process of growth is going to be halted? No. You're going to continue to be pushed through that growth process. And then afterwards, it's usually in hindsight that we're able to fully see exactly what it was that we were being pushed to grow for, what we were being pushed towards. So try your best to release the need to fully control things, okay? Try your best to just sit quietly with yourself every day, once a day, sit quietly with yourself and really allow your soul to take your thoughts to where they need to go. So let's get, here's the deck. Let's get this. All right. Past few weeks have been pretty nutty for pretty much everyone. Let me go ahead and just okay. One more shuffle. All right. All right. So we have card number 34, 10th house, the world. Look at that. There's so many details to this card. There's so many layers of being. And we're only beginning to touch upon the uppermost layers, the most superficial layers. Right now, as we begin to shift things, as we begin to thin the various layers of veils, we're able to go much deeper into our core. And that can become uncomfortable. It can become very uncomfortable. It can really push you to begin feeling as though you can't relate to anyone. And it's okay though, right? This is part of the process. Yeah, this card keeps coming up, 10th house. So it's very interesting. A couple of the cards keep coming up. And this is one of them. So the desire for fame tempts even noble minds, fame and the world at large. And this is Capricorn's house, okay? Because the 10th house is a house of Capricorn, it indicates you're about to put forth a diligent and concentrated effort. The climb and the advancement of your reputation is what the 10th house card means when it turns up in a spread. It also suggests looking at everything as the big picture. So remember, you have to understand this is part of a process. Just like finishing school is part of a process, not finishing school, a specific grade level is part of the process of finishing school. This portion of your journey is simply a part of a larger process. You have to be able to zoom yourself out and not be so, focused or fixated on one small detail. When you micromanage your spiritual journey in that way, you really cripple yourself. You very much limit your ability to expand, because in that sense of needing to control, you're not allowing the growth to continue until you're done analyzing that little aspect. It's going to really cripple you. Okay, Capricorn, this is a time for quantum leaps in your growth. It's not going to be a linear path. You're going to be doing quantum leaps in a Fibonacci sequence. That's the typical path of the ascension of soul. So that this card has to do with the world card. It's about life's callings, what you have to do, your career, your reputation, fame, all of that. What drives you to do the things that you do? Do you know? Is it a fear of how other people will perceive you? Is it a desire to be seen in a specific way? Is it a desire to achieve a certain level? What is it? Is it rooted in something from your childhood? Is it tied to an issue that you had with a parent that's still unresolved? It's a good time for you to begin really quieting yourself and allowing those answers to rise up in a very organic way, nothing forced. Just allow it to rise up and trust that you'll recognize the answer when you're ready to accept it as the answer. And that's one of the things with the Capricorn moon. It was very difficult for me to just allow this process. Okay. But you have to allow it. You have to, because fighting it means you're fighting yourself. And no matter how much you win, that's how much you're going to lose. So your next card, again, this card's been coming up today too. Card number 39, air element, communicating. A lot of times Capricorn is very selective with who and what you interact with. It's time to modify that selectivity. You have to begin really communicating. Okay, really, really communicating. Now is the time where so many shifts are taking place for every zodiac sign that it is so easy to misinterpret someone's silence. So if you feel like there's something that needs to be said, and this is not necessarily an argumentative thing, maybe just a, hey, yeah, I've been quiet, but I'm still here. You should consider doing that. Okay. We want to try and minimize any misunderstandings, because it seems like this period that we're in right now, especially with Saturn still in retrograde, there's going to be a lot of karmic things rising up for everyone, not just for one particular sign, but for everyone. And as those things rise up, people are dealing with internal battles and struggles that it's tearing them up inside, and no one knows because they don't share these things. And the same goes for Capricorn. So speak up. If you need encouragement or support from the people who love you, speak up, ask for it, reach out. If you see that someone you love is kind of struggling right now, now is not the time for you to be like, you know what, I should just give them their space. Reach out. You don't have to grill them, but you can just be like, hey, just want to check on you. And that's a beautiful thing to do. That's a very loving, beautiful thing to do for someone. So all action results from thought. So it is thoughts that matter. What you think sends out a ripple of energy from your heart space. And this is the energy, the frequency, the way the energy is patterned. This is what dictates the kind of feeling people get from you. So without ever having said a word, your thoughts are already programming how other people will receive you. So allow your thoughts to be a reflection of what it is you want to create for yourself. Okay, just allow yourself to communicate in more ways than just words. Communicate on every level you possibly can. And this is how you're going to manifest the best life for yourself. It's something that takes a while to really become proficient at, but it's absolutely worth the time and effort you're investing into it. Okay, so this card has to do with Ace of Swords. It's about travel, flight, writing, abstract reasoning, science, technology. You're being asked to really upgrade the way in which you communicate, the way in which you interact with other people, going beyond words, communicating through actions, communicating through energy. We're ready. We're ready for this ascension to really kick off on a collective level. And, Capricorn, you're really booming energy. It's time for you to utilize that energy in such a way that will really elevate your 10th house. And in doing that, we bring everyone else up with us. Okay. So next card number 50, Saturn return, age. Is he cold? Ooh, I think something's going on with the game. He's yelling. He's not a yeller and he's yelling. All right. Let's see. So card number 50, they always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. Let that sink in. You are the change. Okay, Capricorn, you are the change. As you change, everything around you changes. As your perception changes, the way you interact with others changes. You are that change. And every day you become a different person. You become a new version of yourself. This is a beautiful time for you to really be cognitive of what person you're becoming, because you can absolutely control that. There are things that will happen in life that will really make you struggle with not becoming bitter, not becoming hard, not becoming resentful and just angry. And if you choose not to be, then that elevates you so much. It really, really elevates you so much. There's a lot of things that will happen in life. And if you allow these things to continuously chip away at you, what's left in the end? Nothing. You become a hollow shell of who you used to be. All your potentiality wasted away on things you can't really change. So remember, you are the change, okay? Saturn returns tend to bring on rough passages, but also a harvest. You are now at a time when you understand things better than you did even a year ago. And it's true. It's so true. This has to do with a judgment card. It's about difficulties, paying your dues, moving to the next level, putting the past behind you, and correction. There is nothing wrong with correcting yourself. Nothing at all. You don't have to do it publicly. You could do it very quietly, just conversation with yourself, correcting yourself when you know you've done wrong. Hold yourself accountable for the decisions that you make. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to always act perfectly. But when you make a misstep, hold yourself accountable for that. Okay, that's how you grow. It's not about admitting you're wrong and someone else is right. It's about admitting that was not the best option that I selected. I should choose a different option for my growth. This is going to grow me in a much more compassionate way. All right. Let me get the other card. All right. Very interesting. And you guys, yes, I'm talking to Michael again. I am talking to him again. He knows why I've been lashing out at him for the past few days. He knows why. Okay. He feels I'm very justified in my lashing out. But he just told me a joke. I'm not going to repeat that joke. All right. So Capricorn, you have nothing to worry about. The universe has your back. Everything that you could possibly need will be provided for in perfect time. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. Allow yourself to really immerse yourself into the energies of this process. It's going to basically sandblast so many layers that need to be shed. This is an accelerated process you're about to go through. Some of you might already be starting the process. So just know, if you feel very raw emotionally, it's probably because of this. You've probably had a few layers sanded off already, okay? Now, you can handle this. You come from strength. You're made of strength. You're a very focused, very determined, and very disciplined individual when you choose to be. Excuse me. When you choose to be, that's the key. So you're going to have to choose to flow with your growth. If you don't, you'll still make it through, but there'll be a lot more struggle, okay? It won't be as efficient. And I know Capricorn, we're about that efficiency. So if you want efficiency, flow with your growth. Don't try and swim upstream. Allow yourself to recognize all the rivers lead to the ocean, okay? You're not trying to swim upstream. You're trying to go back to the ocean. Now, some things that you'll be going through, you're going to need cooperation from other individuals. It's going to have to be a team effort. And Capricorn, I don't know. Part of me feels like you're good at teamwork, but not. I know I struggle with this. I don't know if it's from my Capricorn moon, but I think it is, where I'm really good with teamwork, but there's this part of me that gets really, really stressed out because I'm a very particular person. I'm very particular in how things should be done. My perception of should. And when other people do it a different way, I have to fight with myself to be like, no, your way is not the only way. Allow them to do it as long as they get it done and the end result is acceptable, then just let them try. And what usually happens, I'm like, oh, you did a good job. And then I go and redo it myself later. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I do that. Well, back when I used to work a 9 to 5, I would do that. I don't care. But yeah, just allow yourself to flow with it though. Okay. And if there's any things that need to be tweaked later on, we can tweak it later on. We can totally tweak it later on. See, all the caps are like, I'm like that, right? So we're at 77% at 748. That's beautiful. 777, 4 and 8. So an elevated level of divine completion following the reclamation of self and the reunification of self and soul. Beautiful. Beautiful. Capricorn, you're set. You're set for this. You just have to allow yourself to flow with it. Because, let's face it, just like that freaking mountain goat, it's hard for it to lose its balance. It's very sure-footed. So once you get real stubborn, you're kind of like Taurus, where once they get their mindset on something, you can get real stubborn. Yep. You better make sure you don't have your mindset on being something that's not conducive to growth. That's the only thing. Stubbornness can serve you as long as you're not being stubborn about something that you need to do, which is what I do. All right. So let's see. Hold on, guys. I just need to make sure this is something. Okay. Let me just see what this reading is about. This is a message from your soul. Let me just. Oh, and also the Capricorn in me just wanted to say, if you're watching this and you have a problem with me laughing, you suck. Watch someone else. Okay? I like to enjoy life. Okay? All right. Sorry, everyone. Card number 9, the impossible made possible. Love brings the sea into boiling and turns the mountain into a pebble. Love creates infinite openings in the dark sky and shutters the earth with its magnitude. She spins, this great earth goddess, upon invisible strings amongst a wildly pulsating ballet of life. Stars are born, live and die all around her. Life moves in constant flux, and still she spins in her great, loving, constant pirouette. How can this be? All of creation is born from nothing. Out of endless silence and darkness, light emerges. What strange magic is this? The sun heats the solar system and burns with a power to destroy life, yet it is a force by which life is sustained. Surely this makes no sense and cannot be. We dance in the realm of the impossible made possible constantly, you and I. We are engrossed in it, so familiar with it and yet blind to it that these constant impossibilities happening in every moment fails to inspire us. Yet, what are your biggest, boldest, most extraordinarily impossible dreams compared to this great impossibility of life itself? They are but tiny seeds in the Creator's masterful hand being now planted in the heavenly garden. Yes, they are being planted right now, for the moon tells us the time is right. There's going to be a moon event. There's going to be a moon event in the next few days. I forget what it is, but there's going to be an event. Ooh, there was another reading today. One of the signs, a lunar event was going to herald change. I think you guys are part of this as well. I think Capricorn is a part of this. Yeah, Lisa Lee, again with the moon event. Most tenderly shall they be watched over, nurtured into fullness according to the season. Yes, that growth is assured. The impossible is now made possible. We only limit what we believe to be possible by our lack of imagination. So you're going to need to really allow yourself to have free reign over what you can imagine your life to be. Capricorn, this is a very important month. It's a very, very important month for you. You're going to bring into being a huge amount of your birthright. And this is the month that we're setting this up. Okay. So allow yourself to really break open in the places where you've been resisting the most. And if you're not going to allow yourself to do that, your soul will break you. Okay. Like, I'm not even joking. When I say break you, I mean break you. Have you as a heaping, sobbing mess on the floor. And that doesn't have to happen. If you choose to allow yourself to open, that doesn't have to happen. Okay. Tanya can feel the changes coming. Solar eclipse. Is that what it was? I don't remember what it was, to be honest. But you guys can definitely look up any type of celestial events that are coming up in the next week. I believe it's on the 16th or the 14th, something like that. It's coming soon, though. It's definitely coming soon. And maybe I'll look it up for my next reading. So if this resonated with you, please do give it a thumbs up. Or give it a thumbs up regardless of how you feel. Also, please subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications, and join me every time I'm live. Next is going to be Aquarius. See you guys in a few minutes.